The NFL Today on CBS Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines.
And welcome back, everyone. Right now, Microsoft Surface simplifies today's game in Detroit between the Dolphins and the Lions as we get you first on the field. Let's send you out there live with our announcers, Ian Eagle and Dan Fouts. Gentlemen.
JB, it's already been a season full of surprises in the NFL. Two of them are playing today here in the Motor City. The Lions have won 3 in a row, and they welcome back their superstar, Calvin Johnson. He returns to the field for the first time since October the 5th. Detroit taking on a Miami squad that's also riding a 3-game winning streak and are now in playoff contention in the AFC. Welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Hall of Famer Dan Fouts. Jenny Dell will join us down on the sidelines. Two teams talking playoffs right now. Remember, Detroit got off to a terrific start last year, fizzled down the stretch. They believe that that's going to change this season. Calvin Johnson is coming back after missing 3 straight games. They get one of the best weapons in the NFL into their offense.
Well, obviously it means the world to the Lions to have Johnson back in the lineup. Since 2011, Matthew Stafford at target. Johnson completed more passes for more yards than any other quarterback receiver combo in the NFL. Megatron is closer to 100% than he's been for over a month, and that cannot be good news for the Miami secondary.
And Detroit actually went 3-0 without him, and a big reason why, the emergence of Golden Tate. Paid him big money as a free agent coming over from Seattle, but Tate and Matthew Stafford have really developed a strong rapport.
Yeah, let's take a closer look at what makes Tate so good and so dangerous. Nobody in the league is better on third downs than Tate. Watch how he makes the contested catch on another third down here and will instantly turn into a runner, getting up the field. And although it looks like 2 defenders have the angle on him, he uses his speed to complete the 73-yard scoring play in the 4th quarter against the Saints. And having both Tate and Johnson in the lineup is obviously good news for Stafford. And although his passing numbers are down this season, he told us he's more than happy to trade the gaudy stats for the wins and the first place standing at the halfway mark of the season in the NFC North.
You mentioned gaudy stats. Detroit has them on defense. Number 1 in the major categories. Number 2 against the run. Number 5 against the pass. They've been the best defense in the NFL this season. It's tough defense for the Miami Dolphins. They're coming off a 37-0 shutout win over the San Diego Chargers, and they've got a 1-2 punch on that defensive line that rivals any in the NFL.
Well, any team would love to have 2 edge rushers like Miami has in Cameron Wake and Olivier Vernon. Wake is in his 6th season, 58 career sacks, and what goes along with that are forced fumbles, something he's done 12 times so far. Now, on the other side is 3rd year Vernon. His quick get-off allows him to play in the opponent's backfield. This is the best tandem this side of the Denver Broncos with Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware.
Ryan Tannehill, Miami's quarterback, coming off his best performance last week as a pro.
Well, look at those numbers. 70% completion rate, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And yesterday, he told us he likes the vibe of this season's team. 3 wins in a row has set the team in a good direction, and it's partially because he's giving his teammates excellent direction as well. And one guy taking advantage of his opportunities is rookie wide receiver Jarvis Landry from LSU. The kid they call Juice because of the energy he brings the team. He's been just what Miami needs, a confident kick returner who hits it hard, a reliable receiver who moves, and the ability to make the spectacular.
And time right now for our Tools for Success, presented by Home Depot.
Miami cornerback Brent Grimes' matchup with Calvin Johnson will be fun to watch. Grimes has 3 picks and 1 pick-6 in the last 2 games for Miami. And the most talented interior defensive lineman in the game is 3-time Pro Bowler Ndamukong Suh. And that will be interesting and fun to watch him match brains and brawn with Mike Pouncey. Reggie Bush is back. He's recovered from his ankle injury and is just so anxious to face a team that he gained over 1,000 yards just 3 seasons ago.
It's the 11th all-time meeting. The Dolphins and the Lions, a series that dates back 41 years. The NFL on CBS from Detroit, coming up. Countdown to kickoff continues from Detroit. Today's game is being broadcast in Spanish where available using the SAP button on your television. The Dolphins and the Lions will get things started after this.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Back inside Ford Field. Before we kick things off, let's go downstairs, check in with Jenny Dell. Jenny?
Well, I spoke with Calvin Johnson right before the game, and he said he's most excited to get back out onto that field with his teammates. He's worked hard these last 3 weeks, getting healthy. He's feeling good, and he's ready to go. Now, what does Matthew Stafford have to say about that? Well, he told me that it is conducive to give the best receiver on the planet the ball as much as possible. Clearly laughing about that one, and clearly Stafford excited to have his #1 weapon back out on the field.
And Jenny, a high right ankle sprain suffered against Green Bay in September. He aggravated it versus Buffalo. Miami has won the toss. They've deferred to the second half, so Caleb Sturgis will kick it off, and Jeremy Ross is the return man for Detroit, averaging 24.4 yards per return. We're underway from the Motor City. Sturgis bangs that one through the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. Detroit will have it at the 20-yard line with Matthew Stafford, 8-23 as a starter in November and December. He's trying to turn around that trend by getting off to a hot start and keeping the winning streak alive for Detroit, Dan.
And as we've talked about, he gets back Johnson and Reggie Bush. But in their absence, others have filled in nicely, and the Lions have won those 3 in a row. Golden Tate has been the difference rate maker at wide receiver, and Theo Riddick has been a legitimate threat out of the backfield for Detroit.
And Riddick opens up on the field to start this game. First play from scrimmage, and it's a handoff. Riddick going up the middle for a 3-yard pickup as we check out the Detroit starting lineup. Up front, Adrian Waddle returns. He missed that game against Atlanta because of a concussion, so Waddle is back in the starting lineup. Backs and receivers. Brandon Pettigrew is back. The tight end missed the trip to London as well. Didn't play in that game because of a hamstring injury. Jim Caldwell, first year as the head coach of the Lions, and has brought a sense of stability to this team. Careless errors, penalties, that's what plagued them in past years under Jim Schwartz. Hasn't been the case here. Quick hitter, and Tate is knocked down immediately by feisty Cortland Finnegan. It's a 2-yard gain. Defensively, Miami comes in ranked number 3 in the NFL. Earl Mitchell, what an addition he's been from Houston. Had his first sack as a Dolphin last week. Linebackers, Jelani Jenkins has been a tackling machine for the Dolphins. And in the secondary, the challenge for Grimes and Finnegan, both listed at 5'10", dealing with Megatron. Calvin Johnson at 6'5", 235. 3rd and 5. This has been Tate's time in this Detroit offense. Working out of the gun. Little jump. Flag comes down. Throw out across the 30. It's caught by Johnson. 5-yard pickup. Hit by Rashad Jones, the safety.
Offside. Number 91 defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
Our referee, the veteran Bill Levy, declined the penalty, moved the chains. The first down throw to Johnson.
And because Golden Tate's been so good on 3rd downs, they single covered Calvin Johnson on the weak side. Tate was on the other opposite side of the formation, and Johnson with a first catch and a first down.
Lions come in ranked 20th in the NFL in team offense. Have been much better than that in previous years, but finding ways to win. Reggie Bush. Little shake and bake move by Bush across the 35 for a pickup of 6. Cortland Finnegan got spun around, and Bush took advantage.
Well, Johnson's just his 23rd catch of the season, but you can see working against Rashad Jones there. And then on first down, Reggie Bush gets a good blocking up front. Having Pettigrew back at 6'5", 275 is almost like having another offensive lineman at the line of scrimmage for Detroit. He did a super job that time to give Bush room.
Reggie Bush, he's missed 2 of the last 3 games with a sprained ankle, going against his former team. Spent 2 years with the Dolphins and gained over 2,000 yards in those seasons, 16 touchdowns. 5 receivers set on a 2nd and field. Stafford connects. Johnson thrown down again by Jones. That's Bush out on the perimeter for a 5-yard pickup.
And he was lined up in the slot that time, and they're trying to find ways of working against Rashad Jones. Jones, who had an interception last week against San Diego, but Bush gets just enough for that first down.
So they'll move the chains here out across the 40-yard line. Just over 3 minutes gone by in this opening quarter. Again, a jump from the Miami D-line. Flags come down. Stafford throws a deep ball and nobody home. Stafford pointing in Miami's direction.
Yeah, it looked like Finnegan bumped Calvin Johnson out of bounds. Stafford saw he had a free play. The officials did not blow it dead after the encroachment.
And that's
against
2 flags.
The Dolphins, yeah. So they did get the call on the sideline.
Number 98, defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So it's Jared Odrick.
Well, watch Odrick. That move right there will draw the first flag. But here's what I thought they should have given Finnegan a pass interference call here. Although the ball clearly thrown way down the field, you never know with Calvin Johnson and his abilities to go get the ball.
1st and 5. They'll rotate those running backs with Joyke Bell now getting an opportunity. On a toss, Tate zigzags his way for a gain of 4 to midfield. Philip Wheeler chops him down. For Golden Tate, we asked him, are you surprised that you've been able to click so quickly with Stafford? He said no. When he was getting recruited by Detroit, Tate said he watched all of Stafford's highlights from last year and really felt the two of them would be able to find that connection.
And they spent a lot of time prior to the training camp working together, getting their moves down, getting familiar with each other. Boys, it paid off for Detroit.
Stafford a perfect 4 for 4, modest yardage, just 16 yards. Opening drive of the game. This is a 2nd and 1. Stafford out of the pocket, throws it away. Pressure from Cameron Wake from Miami.
And the thing about Golden Tate, Ian, is when you watch him after the catch is when the fun begins, because he's like a running back. Very similar to Percy Harvin. The two of them working together in Seattle the last couple of years, but Tate's been such a difference maker. And another interesting thing, he didn't realize how good his stats were on 3rd downs this season.
Change on the offensive line, Dan. Larry Warford came off hurt. Travis Swanson, a rookie out of Arkansas, is now in at right guard. 8th play of the drive. This is a 3rd and 1. Stafford pushing his way through, and a penalty marker thrown on the far side.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 87 offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
You always worry about a guy coming back from injury, and his timing a little over anxious here on the line of scrimmage. His Pettigrew, and he did move just a second too soon, trying to get the angle on Cameron Wake.
So that turns into a 3rd and 6 now for Detroit. Pettigrew, the 6-year veteran. Big and athletic at 6'5", 275. Miami pass defense ranked number 2 in the league. Detroit's pass offense uncharacteristic. Number 9 in the league. This is for a quarterback that's thrown for over 5,000 yards in a season. Play clock is down to 1. Stafford out of the gun. Looking to convert on 3rd and 6. Stafford caught from behind. The speed of Cameron Wake getting Stafford down low and stopping this Detroit drive.
And that's real close to the line of scrimmage. And if it's behind the line of scrimmage, it's going to be another sack for Cameron Wake. Had good protection initially, but here's the speed of Wake as he'll pick up his 7th sack of the season here. Just overpowering Adrian Waddle there and running down the quarterback.
Sam Martin on the punt. 47.6. It's a fake, and it works to perfection. Jed Collins into the bag of tricks and into Miami territory at the 30-yard line.
And the snapper, Muehlbach, comes off limping. That could be significant later on, but watch Jed Collins. Perfect pass from Sam Martin, just lobbing it over the line of scrimmage. The 42nd catch of Collins' career came over from the New Orleans Saints. This one, a career long of 24 yards. Big play for the Lions to get this place hopping.
So the drive remains alive at the 31-yard line of Miami. First down, Detroit. Give it up to Bell. Detroit Bell running off tackle, cutting to the outside for a 4-yard pickup.
This is a good 1-2 punch for the Lions on the ground, and if you want to add a third punch to it, Theo Riddick, as well as both he and Bush come into the lineup now. But Bell is the thumper at 230 pounds. Bush and Riddick, the scatback types, little thunder and lightning, if you will.
2nd and 6 now for Detroit. We asked Joe Philbin the biggest key to last week's game, the victory over San Diego. He said the D-line got a lot of push early, and you could tell at the start of the game that really set the tone. Stafford, 2nd and 6, trying to squeeze it. Incomplete. And some jawing back and forth. Theo Riddick.
And a late flag comes in.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, helmet-to-helmet hit, number 52 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
You really can't blame Philip Wheeler on this hit, though, because he's trying to make a play on the ball, but because they can contact helmet to helmet, he will draw the flag. Tough situation for any defender on that play, just reacting, not coming in with any ill intent. Getting the flag nonetheless.
Philip Wheeler, who played college football with Calvin Johnson at Georgia Tech. And that penalty will put Detroit inside the 15-yard line. So new set of downs for the Lions. Play fake underneath Tate. They try to fence him in, and Tate will pick up a few. Penalty marker thrown. Wheeler in on that stop.
Ineligible man, downfield, number 51. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Dominic Raiola, the ineligible man downfield.
We'll go back to the penalty on Wheeler. And again, it's a low ball. And he's coming in basically trying to lead with his shoulder. And of course, head coach Joe Philbin says, you got to be kidding me. But Raiola downfield on that screen pass. That didn't gain many yards to begin with.
13th play of the drive. Detroit still in the red zone here, now facing a 1st and 15. Stafford operating out of the gun. Delayed handoff to Bush. Reggie Bush slicing through inside the 10. It's an 8-yard burst for Bush.
Well, here's Rashad Jones again. Number 20. And Bush will put a move on him, as only Reggie Bush can do, and he picks up an extra 5 yards.
This is now a 2nd and 7 for Detroit. We're down to 7:45 to play in this first quarter. 13th play of the drive. Give it to Bush. Gets away and accelerates to the 5-yard line. Jared Odrick in on that stop and a little bit slow getting up.
Now, these ankles are so temperamental at times, especially when you cut so hard like Reggie Bush has done throughout his career. Puts a lot of stress on the ankle, and so does that type of play by Louis Delmas.
Injury on the field. We'll come right back.
Let's go back to the end of that 5-yard run for Reggie Bush. Jared Odrick is going to make the tackle and then land on Bush's ankle, but Bush did jog off the field.
3rd and 2 now for Detroit. They'll hit the 7-minute mark of this first quarter. Lions looking to strike first. Riddick! Devoured. Loss of 2 on the play. Koa Misi read it perfectly. One of the leaders of this Miami defense.
Great penetration and good recognition. Watch number 55 here. Come all the way from the outside and run down Theo Riddick in the backfield. Big play for Miami, brings up a field goal attempt.
So Matt Prater, the third different kicker that the Lions have had this season. Nate Freese, Alex Henry, the other two in the first 5 games. This is a 26-yarder. Prater hit a 48-yard field goal 2 weeks ago in London for that come-from-behind win 22-21 over the Falcons. Prater knocks it through, and the Lions take a 3-0 lead after a 15-play, 72-yard drive to open it up. Ryan Tannehill, Miami offense, when we come back. Thursday Night Football now lives on NFL Network. Rookie phenom Sammy Watkins leads the Bills against these Dolphins. An AFC East clash. Thursday Night Football, Thursday at 8 Eastern, live on NFL Network. First and 10 to the 20-yard line for Miami. First shutout last week since December of 2006. When they shut out New England 21-0. Largest margin of victory since '95. Lamar Miller. The Detroit Den loud early. It's a loss of 2.
Well, it's penetration. Nobody does it better than Sue as he gets in the backfield and just devours Miller, overpowering Dallas Thomas. Remember Thomas filling in for Darren College at that left guard spot.
Lamar Miller dealing with a left shoulder injury, AC joint sprain, had an MRI, came back negative. He's on pace for over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns rushing. Second and 12. Tannehill, the rush coming. Tannehill goes down, and Ndamukong Suh, first man to the quarterback. It's a loss of 10.
And he's going to beat Mike Pouncey this time, number 51. Again, it's that initial burst off the line of scrimmage as the ball snaps. He gets both hands into Pouncey, pushes him back, and then swims by him for another sack. His 4.5 now on the season for Suh, and 2 big plays off the bat for Ndamukong.
We asked Suh about the matchup. He said Detroit will be in attack mode. The Miami offense plays into what the Lions like to do. The guards aren't going to push you downhill. They push you to the side.
He's pushing them to the side right now, isn't he?
They go conservative to Miller. Brought down shy of the 15 by DeAndre Levy. 6-yard gain and a punt coming from Miami.
It's obvious you can't single block Ndamukong Suh, so they're going to double him this time with Satelli and Pouncey. And again, as you said, on a conservative call, just to give their team a little bit of a breather after losing yardage on their first 2 plays.
Remember last week against San Diego, long drives for the Dolphins. Their first 3 series on offense. 4th down, Brandon Fields punting. The deep man is Ross. He's got room from the 38 initially. And Detroit will open up in Miami territory with a 3-0 lead. 50-yard punt, a 14-yard return.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon XLTE on America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. And by the new comedy Horrible Bosses 2, in theaters November 26th.
Back at Ford Field, Lions are 3-1 at home this season. Injury to Larry Warford. So Travis Swanson is playing at right guard. 3rd-round draft pick from Arkansas, 4-year starter for the Razorbacks. Play fake. Stafford dials up the deep ball. One-on-one. It's caught. Megatron is back. Touchdown, Lions.
Working against Brent Grimes, who's got about 9 inches on. And it comes in handy here because Grimes has really good coverage on this corner. Back to the post. But look at Grimes. He's running the route for him. But you can't stop that. A perfect throw. Body position by Calvin Johnson. And a touchdown for Detroit. 49 yards. Can't cover it any better than Grimes did. Hand was right there. But the 2 hands of Johnson pulls it in.
Prater on for the point after. Just the 3rd touchdown of the season for Calvin Johnson. He doesn't even have to climb the imaginary ladder against Grimes because of the height advantage. Big strike ability for the Lions.
You are watching the NFL on CBS.
First touchdown for Johnson since week 1, dealing with that right ankle sprain. Johnson and Stafford just picking up where they've left off in the past. So they had a 15-yard drive, Dan, and they had a 15-play drive and a 1-play drive.
Yeah, the 15-play drive only got him 3 points. This one gets him 6. Watch the key here, though, is this is Louis Delmas. The play action here is going to freeze him in the middle of the field. And then down the field with real good coverage is Brent Grimes. Stafford's going to buy a little bit of time in the pocket and then let it fly. And Megatron, too much for Grimes.
Well, this connection, prolific, to say the least. Since 2011, the most targets, the most catches, the most receiving yards, 4th most touchdowns. And around Landry, spin move, slow down, and now the pursuit is too much. Miami getting overwhelmed. C.J. Mosley hemming him in for a loss of 7. Let's head to New York. JB, Coach Keller.
Dan Fouts said, let it fly, Coach.
Yeah, we're not talking about Ben Roethlisberger. How about right here, Michael Vick lets it fly to T.J. Graham, 67 yards. New York Jets up 10-0. Oh, the NFL.
Longest pass play of the season for the Jets. Iron Eagle, Dan Fouts and Jenny Dale.
And now the former Buffalo Bill getting an opportunity on offense, guys, for New York. Tannehill throws. It's complete to Landry. Brought down shy of the 20-yard line for a gain of 5. DeAndre Levy combining with Tahir Whitehead to make the stop.
A gain of 5 after losing yardage on almost every play here in the first quarter for Joe Philbin's Dolphins. What a difference from last week when they went right down the field against San Diego. Tannehill hit 6 in a row. 4 different receivers and 1 touchdown.
Dan, Miami had 441 yards of offense last week. They held the Chargers to 178. Timeout. This has been a brutal start for the Miami Dolphins. They trail 10-0 on the road. The CBS Sports app now has the fastest scores. Download it today. Be the first to get your football updates and scores right on your phone. After the timeout, Dolphins now facing a 3rd and 12. 8 of 14 on 3rd downs last week. Tannehill sacked again. Ziggy onside. It's coming from all angles.
Well, they got Sue lined up outside here. He's going to take the inside, take 2 men with him, and Ziggy comes around the corner, and Tannehill goes down. Loss of 11 seconds. Sack here in the first quarter.
5.5 sacks now for Ansah on the season. It was Sue who had that initial burst to put the heat on Tannehill. Brandon Fields once again punting deep in his own territory. Jeremy Ross waits for it. Fair catch called for at the 47 of Miami. Tremendous field position once again. It's been all Lions in this opening quarter. Last week against San Diego, Miami had a big stop on 4th down against the Chargers early, and it set the tone for the day. Miami just took off from there. Here, in this one against Detroit, Detroit facing a 4th down. They go for it on a fake punt, and the Miami special team's not ready for it. The Lions have used that as fuel, and they've got a 10-0 lead over the Dolphins, 112 yards in this first quarter for Detroit. 1st and 10 at the 47 of Miami. Stafford Incomplete. Try to hit Golden Tate as we send it downstairs to Jenny Dell.
Got a quick injury update from the Lions from their first drive of their game. We had right guard Larry Warford was taken off the field. He just got his left knee wrapped up, and it was carted off the field wearing a t-shirt. Questionable return. And as far as Reggie Bush goes, you saw when he was injured by Jared Audrick. Looked like he landed on his ankle, jogged off the field. He was grimacing in pain, but he looked mobile in his agility work on the side here. He has his helmet on the sideline looking to go back into the game, guys.
All right, Jenny, we have not seen Bush on the field since that injury. Play action. Stafford strong throw to Johnson with a flag down.
They may get Johnson for pushing off on Grimes here because Grimes hit the
Pass
turf.
interference, number 81, offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Johnson goes 235 pounds against the 190-pound Grimes, and that's a good call by the officials as he just discarded Grimes, and he knew it.
We sat down with Grimes yesterday, and it was like 60 minutes, Dan. You asked him in 4 different ways, how is he going to defend Calvin Johnson? And the answer was pretty consistent. You can't deviate from what you do.
Well, you got to mix it up. Play him press sometimes, play him off sometimes. But Grimes is having a super year. And even on that touchdown catch, he was all over.
You were relentless. Just demanding the answer from Grimes.
Tick, 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 tick.
Tick, tick, tick to the update. NFL Today, New York, to JB and Co.
Jacksonville pays for a turnover.
Yeah, a muff punt by Ace Sanders leads to this. Tony Romo to Witten, touchdown. 2 yards on. Tony Romo looking healthy as Dallas takes the lead 10-7.
Back to Ian Eagle.
All right, JB, and these two teams have actually committed to playing in London next year. Detroit will play Kansas City. Miami will take on the Jets. 3rd and 20 here for Detroit. Throw it underneath to Tate, asking him to create after the catch. Got across midfield, but not nearly enough for a first down.
But again, it's going to tilt the field in the Lions' favor. Getting that ball out to midfield will allow Sam Martin to pin the Dolphins back deep in their own end of the field. Or maybe Martin will try a second career pass. First one worked pretty good to Jed Collins for 24.
Brandon Pettigrew just limped off the field for Detroit. Finally getting a tight end healthy. They have no Joe Fourier or Eric Ebron. Well, this time Martin does punt it. Contact, fans looking for a penalty. This one bounces at the 5 and into the end zone.
The kicker, number 45, blocked the player into the kicker. There is no foul.
It's a 48-yard punt, a net of 28, and the Dolphins will have it at the 20.
There's the push by Collins into Martin. And that's a good call by Bill Levy. He's right there behind Martin and saw the push by Collins.
Will Davis got pushed on the play. Miami lost one of their better special teamers and a backup defensive back, Michael Thomas, to a chest injury. He's been placed on injured reserve. 32 seconds to go in the first quarter. A 10-0 lead for Detroit. Time of possession in favor of the Lions. Throw it to Landry in stride. Landry with a cut up field and a first down. 11-yard catch and run for the rookie Landry.
Good job by Tannehill. Get the ball out quickly. That negates that pass rush. It's been so fierce here in the first quarter for Tannehill and the Dolphins.
Dolphins coming to the line with 9 seconds to go in the first. Shelley Smith has rotated in at left guard. You'll see him and Dallas Thomas replacing Darren Collins today. Fake the handoff. This time it's Wallace. Wallace accelerates for another first down. It's the final play of the opening quarter. Good blocks from Clay and Landry. And Miami trying to get something going here as we head to the second. 10-0 lead for Detroit after one at Ford Field. We'll come back to the Motor City after these messages. This is the NFL on CBS. Miami offensive coordinator Bill Lazor came over from Philadelphia where he was the quarterback's coach. And he pushed all the right buttons last week in that win over San Diego. Tannehill throwing too high. Trying to hit Landry, all 5'11" of it. incomplete.
Let's go back to the second play of the game, and Ndamukong Suh is going to overpower Mike Pouncey and pick up the sack of Tannehill. And then he's going to work a little twist with Ziggy Ansah. And Ansah will pick up the sack this time, but Ndamukong Suh resting on the sidelines now. But good work by the Detroit coordinator, Terrell Austin, moving Suh around.
And Suh is back out there for the #1 ranked defense in the NFL. Handoff, Miller. Not much of a lane, but he fires through it for a gain of 5. NFL Today update. JB and Coach Cowher.
Is this a shocker in the making?
After an Antonio Brown fumble, Jace Amaro back in the end zone from Michael Vick on 3rd and goal. The Jets are up 17-0 in the first quarter in New York.
Back to Ian and Dan.
Now, Marty Morningweg, the former head coach here in Detroit, finally getting some offense going as the coordinator for the Jets. Trying to figure this league out week in and week out.
Good luck.
Yeah. 3rd and 5. Tannehill out of the pocket. Tannehill breaks free and throws. Collision after the catch. Forward progress is not going to be enough for Landry. And it's short. What do you do here on 4th and a yard? Ziggy Ansah was the one who had a shot to bring down Tannehill.
Well, watch the job that Mike Pouncey does this time on Ndamukong Suh. He strikes him right at the line of scrimmage, takes his momentum away. Good play by Tannehill to get out of the grasp, but a heck of a job by Pouncey. But the Lions, obviously, here's a fake punt too.
So the fake by Miami to the up man, and a flag comes down immediately at the 46.
Illegal shift. Offense. 2 men move prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
What a killer penalty that was. They had the first down with the run right up the middle.
And Joe Philbin telling his punting unit to stay on there, and now they'll punt it. So back it up to the 45. Philbin in his 3rd year as the head coach of the Dolphins, 10th head coach in franchise history, has this team at 5-3 at the midway point, riding a 3-game winning streak. Kick from Fields, Jeremy Ross waiting for it. He's got some room from the 11. And dropped at the 12, just a gain of a yard on the return after the 44-yard punt. Will Davis makes the play on special teams. Thursday on CBS, it's our own Phil Simms guest starring on a new Elementary. Don't miss his amazing performance Thursday at 10, 9 Central, only CBS. He's a method actor.
Where's he going to put the Emmy? That's what I want to know.
Oh, just off the shelf for all the others. George Bell gets the carry. Nothing there for Bell. Let's go back to that fake punt that didn't happen because of the penalty.
Oh, they had about 10 guys moving at the snap. Snap is going to go directly to Jordan Kovacs. And he's going to pick up the first down easily. That's a huge play. Dolphins would have had the ball at the Detroit 45-yard line with a fresh set of downs.
Kovacs in his 2nd stint with Miami out of Michigan, where he walked on the Wolverine football team. 2nd and 11 now for Detroit. 2 tight ends, Pettigrew and the veteran Kellen Davis. 12 and a half to play in this first half. Play fake. Stafford hooks up with Bell. First down. George Bell running over Cortland Finnegan. 28 yards on a catch and run.
That's his longest reception of the year after the play fake to Bell. You think that would attract defenders to the outlet receiver? But watch him run over Finnegan on the sideline and pick up extra yards. Boom.
Line of scrimmage is now the 38-yard line for Detroit. Stafford is 7 of 11, 102 yards and a touchdown. Working to Bell on the ground. Good cut by Bell, and he just keeps the legs churning into Miami territory down at the 46. We have not seen Reggie Bush since that ankle injury in the first quarter.
Well, let's watch the block of the rookie, Travis Swanson. 3rd round pick out of Arkansas. Does a good job getting up the field, and then Bell is rolling as he runs hard and punishes. Even when he's going sideways, he's knocking Dolphins backwards.
Joy Bell out of Wayne State. Benton Harbor, Michigan native. Undrafted free agent in 2010, Division II product. And it's Bell again. Bell working inside for 5. No pushing and shoving after the play. Good block from Riley Reef on that left side for Detroit. We've got 11 minutes to play in the second quarter.
And offense coordinator Joe Lombardi is, what do they say, feed the beast? 3 plays in a row for Bell has the Lions already in Dolphin territory.
Lombardi spent 7 years with the New Orleans Saints. Of course, the grandson of Vince Lombardi. And while the numbers have not been there in the ground game, that's an area where they believe they can improve. At 6-2, they think there's a lot of growth left in the running game. Theo Riddick, he gets the call. Riddick is in his second year out of Notre Dame, and not much there. No gain on the play. Jason Trusnick in on the stop.
And Lombardi, offensive coordinator, and his grandpa, before he was the title-winning coach of the Green Bay Packers, was the offensive coach for the New York Giants. The defensive coach for the Giants at the time. They didn't call them coordinators at the time, but
Tom Landry?
Absolutely.
Is this a quiz? I was not told that there would be a quiz during the broadcast.
Did your spotter Stamos give you the answer?
No. I had that one. 3rd and 5. Stafford too high. Calvin Johnson, the intended target. And Stafford is irate.
He thought that Johnson was held on his route down the field. This time it's Jimmy Wilson there with a little bit of a push there. But I'm sure the officials didn't see the arm bar and saw that ball just sail over the top of Johnson and did not throw the flag. But that doesn't make Stafford feel any better. Good defensive stand after the Joy Bell show for the Dolphins.
Sam Martin, they're going to fake it again. And this time it's not going to work. Miami stops them on 4th down. Issa Abdul Kudus with the catch. But it's short. Dolphins take over trailing 10-0.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Available now. Rated mature. Macy's. And by Coors Light, with this week's most refreshing fan, Douglas S.
Dolphins take over on downs after the fake punt attempt comes up short on 4th down from Detroit. Handed off, Daniel Thomas. Just across the 40-yard line. Sue, the first man there, 2.5-yard gain.
Well, the Dolphins bait Martin into throwing this ball as the gunner comes in, but watch the play by Walt Aikens as he comes all the way from the inside to make this tackle. It's a real poor throw by Martin, but I don't think, even if it had been a perfect throw, that the receiver had a chance of making that first down.
Sam Martin is now 2 of 2 in his career throwing the ball. It's 2 of 2 in the first half.
Maybe a while before he throws his 3rd one, though.
2nd and 8 for Miami. Play fake. Tannehill. Deep ball. Separation. Too far. Mike Wallace. He had the step on Rasheem Mathis, the veteran.
Well, Glover Quinn is the weak safety. You can see that he's already up short, and that's what Tannehill's looking for after the play fake. But he threw that ball about 2 yards too far for the speedy Mike Wallace, or that would have been an easy Dolphin touchdown.
Dolphins facing a 3rd and 8. Number 11 in total offense, number 9 in scoring offense. 26.4 points per game. They've been shut out so far. Tannehill. Great catch by Landry, using the hands, and a penalty marker thrown back at the 29. 12-yard hookup.
Yeah, roughing the passer. This will be another 15 yards for the Dolphins after that beautiful catch by Landry.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 59 of the defense. Blow to the neck area of the quarterback. 15 yards from the end of the run, 1st down.
It is Tahir Whitehead, who now plays in the middle after the injury to Stephen Tulloch.
Well, he got that left arm right to the neck of Tannehill. Actually, he got the shoulder pad. That's a bad call by Bill Levy. He was not aiming for the neck or the head. Brought that left arm right to the shoulder pad of Tannehill and still gets the penalty.
So a 12-yard pass play, tack on the 15. That's 27 total yards there for Miami. They're now inside the 35 of Detroit. Running play, Daniel Thomas. Thomas carries to the 26 for a 6-yard gain. Let's go to New York. JB and Coach Cowher.
Dan Fouts, Coach Cowher said this is called flip it 9.
Yeah, here it is. And Justin Forsett on 4th and 1, 9 yards out. They tie the score. You like that play, Dan. Flip it 9.
Hey, Ian, I'm learning a lot sitting next to Coach. Back to Ian Eagle.
I don't know if Dan liked any play where he had to toss it to the running back.
Well, if he gets in the end zone,
You like it?
Oh, yeah.
Flip it 9 all day.
I can go over to the sidelines and get a cup of cold water.
Is that how you viewed it? Huh?
Sit down, rest.
2nd and 3. There's a flip for Wallace. Now Wallace is gang tackled. Ball pops loose. The play was whistled dead. The initial contact was good enough for a first down. The ball ended up all the way back at midfield.
Well, that's the key thing, is that Wallace knew what he needed for the first down, just a couple of yards. So he catches the ball and just lowers his shoulder here and makes sure he gets it. Now the ball is going to be ripped out after the forward progress has been stopped, and then it's fun time for Ziggy to kick that ball around a little bit.
The line of scrimmage is now inside the 23. We come up on 7 minutes to go in this first half. 10-0 lead for Detroit. This has been Miami's best drive of the day. Daniel Thomas has nowhere to run. Tried to make a cut on Sue. Nothing doing.
Well, Sue got some help, too, from James Ahedebo. Watch number 90 here as he's double teamed here. Comes off of it, and then Ahedebo keeps Daniel Thomas from getting back to the line of scrimmage.
We saw this last week, rotating running backs. Even before the Miller injury, we saw Damian Williams and Daniel Thomas. 2nd and 11, 7th play of the drive for Miami. They handle the pressure. Tannehill over the middle to Gibson. Brandon Gibson is dropped after the 4-yard gain inside the 20. So it's 3rd down for the Dolphins.
Tannehill 7 of 9 here in the first half for just 51 yards. No targets yet for Brian Hartline or for Charles Clay.
On 3rd down for Miami.
One hand.
Brent Grimes, the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. He's got 4 interceptions in his last 3 games, and that was absolutely spectacular, going up high for the one-handed pick.
Yeah, that one goes in the time capsule. You won't see a better one than that, ever.
First down from the 20-yard line. The Lions give it right back to Miami. 5:22 to go first half. Damian Williams now in the play fake. That's knocked up in the air. Almost 3 straight turnovers on 3 consecutive plays. Incomplete. Darryl Tapp had a chance at it.
Yeah, ball up in the air for an eternity. Tapp saw it. He just couldn't keep his feet as he dives for this one. Ashley Palmer with the right hand to knock it up in the air.
And Dan, some serious concern now for Brandon Albert, who has been such a huge pickup for this Miami offensive line. Albert on his back. We'll come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by USAA. USAA proudly salutes all those who have served. And by McDonald's, official sponsor of the NFL. I'm loving it.
Brandon Albert signed to a 5-year, $47 million deal during the offseason. He has been a staple for the Dolphins and their improved offensive line play. And here's what happened right there. Albert got caught.
Yeah, Andre Fluellen was going to, he's working his way back to the quarterback, and it happens so often where you're just blocking on your own man, doing a good job, and you get hit from the blind side, never anticipating it, never getting in position to avoid it. And he has been so important to the turnaround for this Dolphin offense. The blindside tackle, giving Tannehill protection, opened up lanes for Lamar Miller. Big loss for the Dolphins.
They are carting off Brandon Albert, the former Kansas City Chief. And now the change for Miami will be Jawan James, who's been terrific as a rookie out of Tennessee, playing that right side. He will now man the left side, and the veteran Nate Garner will step in at right tackle for Miami.
That's a tough assignment for Jawan James. Just a rookie. #1 pick paying off, but this is a real challenge for him.
2nd and 10. Cut there by Williams. Strong carry for Williams across the 25-yard line, and he picks up 6 yards on the play. So now a 3rd and 4 for Miami.
Miami just 1 of 5 in the first half on 3rd downs.
They have Dallas Thomas playing at right tackle right now, who was playing at left guard to start, replacing Darren College. So a mix and match on the offensive line after the injury to Albert. 3rd and 4. Tannehill. Nice spin. Damian Williams with a first down. Excellent individual effort by Williams as he fakes out a Hedebo for a 9-yard pickup.
Now Williams, he's going to be short of the first down after he catches this ball. But the strength and the leverage right there to just spin-a-rama there on a Hedebo. Really a heads-up play. A Hedebo with his hands high, not going for the legs. Easy tackle to break by Williams.
Williams stays in there. We have not seen much of Lamar Miller. 3 carries, 8 yards for Miller. Tannehill, pump, throw, tries Clay. Clay weaving his way through traffic just across the 40-yard line for a 5-yard pickup. We are under 4 minutes to play now in the second quarter. Remember, Detroit is playing without Nick Fairley. Fairley suffered a sprained right knee against Atlanta. Could miss a month, will not require surgery, but that was a big hit for the Detroit defensive line. C.J. Mosley has stepped into that starting role. Mosley was suspended and sent home from London. Tannehill fires. It's complete. Tannehill hitting his man out across midfield. It's Rashard Matthews, who has touchdowns in back-to-back games. It's a 9-yard pickup and a new set of downs now for Miami.
And the pass protection was perfect that time. Talk about a makeshift offensive line, but Tannehill looked left, looked down the middle. They came all the way to the right side. Pick up the first down.
Line of scrimmage is now the 46. Williams hit by Devin Taylor, the second-year defensive end out of South Carolina, limiting Williams to a 1-yard pickup. Now Ryan Tannehill, some blood on his throwing hand.
But how about the effort, though, that he made after the interception to keep a Hedebo out of the end zone? Very next play, Grimes comes up with that spectacular interception, but if Tannehill doesn't hustle to make that tackle, that's a touchdown.
Miami in Detroit territory, facing a 2nd and 9. Tannehill has the time. Timing route on the sideline. Mike Wallace hauls it in, and the Dolphins are on the move. That's a 14-yard hookup.
Boy, this is really a good catch by Wallace. Watch that left foot get down and the right foot get down. Great awareness of where he is on the field, and he maintains the catch throughout the process.
And we hit the 2-minute warning in this second quarter. Miami is threatening. They trail Detroit 10-0. Coming back. A rough first quarter for the Miami Dolphins. Their defense has kept them in it. They trail only 10-0 to Detroit, and they've got a 1st and 10 at the 31 with 2 minutes to play and 2 timeouts. Tannehill underneath. Miller is hit behind the line of scrimmage, and the clock is moving. Ehedebo blows up the play. It's a loss of 5.
This is a serious tackle by Ehedebo. Watch his heel go low and take out the legs. Remember, it was he who missed the tackle just short time ago on Williams when he went high.
So back it up to the 36-yard line with a minute 30 to play in this first half. Tannehill guns it over the middle. It's caught by Landry. And the rookie is chopped down at the 25.
And really instinctive of him to just get up the field after the catch, not try to outrun everybody. But we've got a Lion that's slow to get up.
It's Ehedebo. Hunched over on one knee. That stops the clock with 1:16 to play in the second quarter. That will cost Detroit a timeout. So 2 remaining now for the Lions. Well, the guys in New York getting ready. Verizon halftime report. JB, Tony, Coach, Bart. There's Boomer. Boomer's looking dapper.
You know, they're practicing their ad-libs here.
Yeah, well, that's how you do it in television.
And if you point a lot, people will take notice of you.
That's a good
Don't
little
point at
tip.
me.
Wait, I just pointed at you.
You're pointing at me.
Stop pointing at me. That's all coming up. Verizon halftime report.
This may be a head injury for James Ehedebo as he comes in on Landry here. And then the training staff comes out and they will give him the concussion protocol.
Issa Abdul Kudus checks in to replace him, former New Orleans Saint. 1:16 to play in this first half. 3rd and 4 for Miami. 10th play of the drive. Motion man is Wallace. Tannehill. Pump. In trouble. Tannehill stays on his feet. Flag is down. Tannehill running for the first down. And Ndamukong Suh with the pressure.
They may get him for face mask too, because Tannehill ducked. Suh reached out with his left hand.
Face mask, number 90 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. First down.
Working against Satelli right up the middle. Tannehill does a good job of pulling the ball back down, but there's the left hand right to Tannehill's face mask.
And this is something we haven't seen yet until this play from Tannehill. He's had a run of 20 or more yards in 4 straight games. The only other quarterbacks to ever do that, Steve Young and Michael Vick.
They really haven't got the read option game going at all against the Lions here in the first half.
So 1st and 10 at the 11. Tannehill looking for points underneath. Landry with a catch, and he's spun down right away. Just shy of the 5 by Glover Quinn. 5-yard pickup. We're under a minute to go. 10-0 lead for Detroit.
It's 6 catches now for Landry in the first half.
2nd and 5 for the Dolphins. Tannehill throws. Catch made by Clay. Brought down right away. Rasheem Mathis over there. No gain on the play.
Yeah, the ball tackled him. Ball was thrown poorly to Clay. He had to turn around to make the catch and lose his balance and not gain a yard.
Now we're down to 24 seconds left. James Ehedebo has returned for Detroit. And a timeout called by the Dolphins. Miami has 1 timeout left.
That's a smart timeout by Tannehill. Go over the sideline, talk to your coordinator, Bill Lazor, and figure it out on 3rd down.
A reminder coming up, Verizon halftime report. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher. They'll be pointing at one another quite a bit. the latest NFL scores and highlights, as well as a preview of Thursday Night Football on the NFL Network. That's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. 24 seconds left. Bill Lazor, he and Tannehill have clicked in recent weeks. The scoring is way up for Miami.
Here's that throw to Clay. And you can see the timing's good, but it's to the back shoulder, and it literally knocks Clay off his feet.
3rd and 5. Thomas in the backfield. From the gun. Tannehill rifles. Almost intercepted by Levy. Intended receiver Charles Clay. And a field goal unit will come on for Miami.
And Tannehill just a little bit late on this pass play, trying to get to Clay in the back of the end zone. Levy had the best shot at it as he lays out. And as he hits the ground, the ball comes out, or he would have had a huge interception for the Lions.
Levy, who had a breakout year last season, he's been even better here in 2014. Caleb Sturgis on for a 23-yard attempt. And he bangs it through to get Miami its first points of the day. 13 seconds left to play in this first half. 10-3 Detroit. All 5 of Miami's wins have been by double digits. They have not won a close game so far this season. And Detroit, and this is interesting because you think of the Lions and the big potential on offense. The Lions have actually played in low-scoring games. If you combine points in all the games that the Lions have played, it's the lowest-scoring combined points for any team in the NFL this season.
And it's been a unusual first half when you think of the 3 fake punts we had. 2 by the Lions, 1 successful, 1 unsuccessful, and then the back-to-back interceptions. Now, this is going to be a defensive battle down the stretch, and if you're right, Ian, about the Dolphins, they're facing new territory here in having to win a tight game.
Miami will get the ball to start the second half. They've outscored their opponents 94-38 in the third quarter. That's the largest differential in the league. Sturgis with a 23-yard field goal to give Miami points and a 7-point advantage for Detroit. Sturgis kicking it off to Jeremy Ross. And this one is returnable. 2 yards deep in the end zone. Ross is slowed down to the 15 and then brought down by Kovacs on special teams. 6 seconds remain.
Well, if you got Calvin Johnson in your lineup, you go back and just heave a long one to him here. Lions will probably just take a knee here.
Last time Miami was at Ford Field, 2006, a 27-10 win for the Dolphins. Joey Harrington, the former Lion, came back to beat his former team with 3 touchdowns. On the tight formation, Stafford takes the knee, and time will run out in this first half. 10-3 lead for Detroit over Miami. Dolphins will open up with the football to start the second half. Lions come in at 6-2. The Dolphins 5-3 as we send it downstairs. Jenny Dell with Joe Philbin.
Coach, how do you get things going offensively?
Well, we had a lot of negative plays to start the game. You know, we had the sacks, we had a couple negative yardage runs. We've been doing a little better job in the second quarter. We got to keep that up.
College out and now Albert out. What do you do to adjust?
Well, Juwan James is a good athlete, a good player. Dallas Thomas is too. And injuries happen in football. They have to step up.
Thank you, Coach.
All right,
All right, Jenny, thanks very much. End of the first half with the Lions on top of the Dolphins. 10-3 Verizon Halftime Report is coming up. The NFL on CBS. It's intercepted. Ehedebo stepping in front. Brent Grimes back-to-back picks. Week 10, the NFL on CBS, getting ready for the start of the second half here at Ford Field. The Lions leading the Dolphins 10-3. Welcome back, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Hall of Famer Dan Fouts. Number 1 defense in the NFL, Detroit. Number 3 defense in the NFL, the Miami Dolphins. And defense has been the name of the game in this first half.
Yeah, I don't really like that. Being a very offensive person that I am.
You are offensive.
But this has been an exciting and interesting first half. We've seen fake punts. We've seen back-to-back interceptions and really, really good defense by both football teams here.
Detroit set a tone early and sent a message to Ryan Tannehill because they were putting so much pressure on the Miami quarterback and Ndamukong Suh. They couldn't block him. So the halftime numbers, Miami able to come back a bit in many of these categories because the first quarter they were in negative yardage for the majority of it. And 1 total yard in the first quarter. That was on the last play of the first quarter where they picked up 11.
Well, the thing is that they were beaten off the snap by that front line of the Lions, but they did make the proper adjustments. What's surprising to me, though, Ian, is that the read option game, which is so important to Tannehill and this Dolphin offense, has been shut down by the penetration of the Lions' front four. It'll be interesting to see if the Dolphins come back now as they receive the opening kickoff of the second half and try to get back to basics.
This is a Miami team that dominated over San Diego last week, 37-0. Lions coming off the bye week. And now changes on that offensive line because of the injury to Brandon Albert, a right knee injury. He was carted off the field. So Jawan James, the rookie, is at left tackle. And Dallas Thomas, a second-year pro, who was at left guard to start the game, replacing the injured Darren College, is now in at right tackle.
Got it. Who's on first?
Third base. Kickoff from Martin Landry, the return man for Miami. Landry finds an opening, a spin move to the 40. What an exciting talent. Jarvis Landry setting up Miami nicely to open up the third quarter on a 46-yard return downstairs to Jenny Dell.
Just spoke with Coach Caldwell. He said the offense is doing a good job getting the football down the field, but they need to focus on finishing. They need to execute better, limit mistakes, limit penalties. And you saw those 2 fake punts at the beginning of the game. I said, should we expect any more trickery? He said, you never know. Keep your eyes peeled. We're going to do whatever it takes to win, guys.
All right, Jenny, Detroit is 6-2. Wins at home over the Giants, Green Bay, and New Orleans. A loss to Buffalo. 3-1 on the road. Wins over the Jets, Minnesota, and Atlanta, and a loss in Carolina. Miami with a 1st and 10. Open things up. Tannehill on the slant hotline with his first catch of the day. And it's into Detroit territory, brought down just short of the 45. That's a 12-yard pass play.
And that Jarvis Landry kick return start the second half has given the Dolphins a lot of life. They finally get the ball to Hartline. But this tackle by Kyle Van Noy is coming off of hernia surgery. His first action, that saved a touchdown.
Van Noy making his NFL debut. Daniel Thomas with the carry up the middle and a penalty marker thrown back at the 48-yard line of Miami. In Dolphins territory, Detroit takes over.
Now we'll see what the penalty is, though.
A fumble recovered.
Holding.
And a hold.
7 the offense. Penalty is declined. First down, Detroit.
Major turn here early in the third quarter as Thomas coughs it up.
His first fumble of the season. And it's punched out there by Ansah. By Jelani Jenkins. That's a big defensive stop. Loss of 10 on the play as Stafford had nothing on that one. Brings up a real long now situation.
Detroit looking at a 2nd and 20. 12:25 to play. We're in the third quarter. Lions have a 10-3 lead on the Dolphins. On a give for the former Dolphin Bush. Dragged down. Could not break away from Dion Jordan, the former number 3 overall pick in 2013.
And they're excited about the potential of Dion Jordan talking to Kevin Coyle about him, because they want to use him almost like a joker at times in different spots, lining up as a defensive tackle, a defensive end. He has the ability also to cover backs out of the backfield, and at 6'6", he can even go man-to-man on a tight end.
Coyle now in his third year as the defensive coordinator, spent 11 years in Cincinnati. This is now 3rd and 19 for Detroit. Stafford steps up, dials up the deep ball. Incomplete. 4 Dolphins back there. Calvin Johnson and Corey Fuller, the 2 Lions that were also in the area. And now Detroit will punt.
And former Lion Louis Delmas way back there as well. He had the best shot at that play. But how about the job the Lion offensive line is doing, keeping Cameron Wake and Olivier Vernon away from their quarterback?
Lions have actually allowed the 5th most sacks in the NFL this season. The fake this time from Sam Martin. Jarvis Landry is the return man.
Heads up.
And walks the tightrope along the sideline. He was out of bounds with a flag down. He got hit.
Yeah, he got hit late. Clearly out of bounds. He got drilled in the back right along the Lions sideline. And this will give the Dolphins ball all the way out to midfield.
Six penalties against Detroit. This will be number 7.
After the runner was out of bounds, personal foul, late hit, number 42 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. First down, Miami. Timeout.
It's Abdul Qadduz called on the late hit. Miami takes over when we come back to Detroit. First down for Miami. And it's on 43-yard line. Damian Williams looking for an opening and picks his way for a 4-yard pickup.
Well, the Ndamukong Suh was single blocked earlier in the game. This time he's going to overpower Mike Pouncey. So the adjustment that the Dolphins have made is to double team Suh, whether it's a running play or a pass play. Suh's been in on 5 tackles in the first half, has that 1 sack. But this is a real heavyweight battle along the trenches.
Landry shifts out of the backfield. Will now line up off the line. 2nd and 6. Tannehill throws. It's Clay on the receiving end. Charles Clay for a 13-yard pass play, defended by Darius Slay, and they move into Detroit territory.
Yeah, since the 2 sacks in the first quarter suffered by Tannehill in the offensive line, they've done a great job of giving him protection. You can see the changes that they've had to make with the injuries that they have sustained.
Remember, Samson Satelli was stepping in for the injured Mike Pouncey, who was playing so well that they put Pouncey to right guard when he was injured. Tannehill swings it out to Williams. Damian Williams, a lot of snaps here for Williams, the rookie out of Oklahoma. A lucid play as he faked out, he had a ball. And another Miami first down.
And another eternity to throw for Tannehill. This is his outlet receiver. Look at him fake the ball to Williams, look down the field, come off quickly, and then the bonus here is after the catch, you get a first down with those good moves and determination.
Line of scrimmage is inside the 30-yard line. Lamar Miller comes back in. Matthew Stafford. The day was looking so promising for the Detroit offense with Calvin Johnson back. They've only produced 10 points. Tannehill, plenty of time again. Pump. Tannehill will throw it away. Wise decision. Didn't have anything working downfield. So we send it to New York. JB, Coach Cowher.
Ian, Coach is fired up on a defensive play.
Watch this play. Bryce Brown breaks free, but this play by Ron Parker, he will come in and strip the ball through the end zone. Watch this effort. What a great defensive play. The ball goes through the end zone. By rule is a touchback, and the Kansas City Chiefs still only trail by 7, 10-3.
Ian, he is fired up.
I'm sure he is, because a bunch of his defenses through the years made plays like that. So deflating to the offense, too. On 2nd and 10. Tannehill trying to keep it. And Tannehill is brought down He ran into his own man, James, chased by Ihedebo. And this has not been a part of the game plan so far for Miami, running the football with Tannehill.
It looks like Ihedebo gets away with, you know, he never grabbed the face mask. He had his hand on it, but never grabbed it, so he didn't turn his head and draw the attention from the officials. Good play by Ihedebo.
It's a 3rd and 13 for the Dolphins. 8:44 and counting left in the third. Working out of the gun. Tannehill rifles to the sideline, offline. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver. Rasheed Mathis back there defensively, and Tannehill limping a bit.
Now watch Ndamukong Suh here as he gets by Satelli. A little twist on the inside, working with Jason Jones, and he just drills the quarterback. Tannehill felt every bit of that.
Caleb Sturgis, as long this year as 51. Right now he's looking at a 50-yard attempt indoors at Ford Field. Career long at 54 that he knocked through last year to cut into the Detroit lead from 50 yards away. Sturgis, he's got it. Caleb Sturgis from long distance. It's 10-6 Lions. Third quarter action continues from Ford Field. This is the NFL on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. And by the all-new 2015 Acura TLX. It's that kind of thrill.
Seven plays, 25 yards. Sturgis the 50-yard field goal. Detroit's lead is now 10-6. Miami has dominated third quarters this season, the best third quarter team in the NFL, and now kicking it off to Jeremy Ross. Returnable for Ross. He got slowed down to the 15 and then dropped out across the 20-yard line. In Hollywood, being first counts. Friday on CBS, don't miss the first ever broadcast of the Hollywood Film Awards. Live, all your favorites will be there. Queen Latifah hosts Friday at 8, 7 Central, only CBS. Well, this is a Detroit team that is 6-2. They were 6-3 last season, went 1-6 the rest of the way. Jim Schwartz was let go. Jim Caldwell was hired, finished the season at 7-9. They've looked like a different team this year, cutting down on a lot of those costly mistakes and winning close games. Joy Bell, his spin move, a gain of 2. Ankle injury for Ryan Tannehill. His return is probable, but he has been knocked around throughout the afternoon by the Detroit defensive line.
And we already saw the cut he had on his hand, and he has really been punished.
18 of 25, 142 yards, and a pick. 2nd and 8 now for the Lions.
52.
Lions have won 5 of their last 6, 3 in a row. Golden Tate. Tate looks like a running back after he catches the ball and is looking for contact as well because he can dish it out.
Well, he's just so quick after the catch. Immediately getting upfield. Good block on the outside for him. That opened it up. Jeremy Ross with the block. And Tate takes advantage of it and sprints to a first down.
Tate's numbers this season. He's on pace to catch over 100 balls, 1,600 yards. Really step forward in the absence of Calvin Johnson. Stafford underneath. Connects with Bell. Bell's high effort level just never stops. Koamisi will get credit for the stop. It's a 9-yard pickup. And on the catch.
How about the effort by Dominic Raiola after the catch by Bell? He's trying to peel defenders off the tackle.
The Lions are 4th in the NFL in yards after the catch. Indy is 1, then Pittsburgh, New Orleans is 3, and then Detroit. Dominic Raiola, the veteran, 14 years. The longest tenured Lion. First down. George Bell. Out across the 45, Travis Swanson, who has stepped in for the injured Larry Warford with a key block for 7 yards.
Yeah, pulling from his right guard position, and also at the point of attack, Riley Reef with a good block. And Bell, very determined, strong runner, having a pretty good afternoon.
Calvin Johnson had the 49-yard touchdown catch, but haven't called his name a whole lot. In fact, he's on the sideline right now for Detroit. We're down to 5:50 remaining in the third. A 10-6 lead for the Lions, trying to move to 7-2 on the season. George Bell redirects. He finds crevices at 5'11", 229. They signed him to a 3-year, $9.3 million deal and really believe in his abilities. A block from Kellen Davis to spring Bell for 4 yards.
Yeah, he's 230 pounds, but very light on his feet, so he can make those jump cuts and accelerate quickly.
Reggie Bush, early ankle injury. His action has been limited. He's missed 2 of the last 3 games. 2nd and 6 now for Detroit. From the 40 of Miami. Stafford supposed to play. Stafford brought down. Olivier Vernon made sure that Stafford wouldn't get any more yardage. No gain.
Yeah, he just didn't like what he saw down the field, trying to get the slant route into his wide receiver, and wisely did not risk an interception.
Stafford out of Highland Park, Texas. Ryan Tannehill is a Texas guy as well from Big Spring. A lot of Texas guys playing the quarterback position around the NFL.
And playing it well because of that background in Texas high school football.
3rd and 6 now for Detroit. Bush is in there. Rush is coming. Stafford throws. Incomplete. Trying to hit Calvin Johnson with a penalty marker down.
Holding. Number 64 offense. 10-yard penalty and repeat 3rd down.
And they're going to probably decline this penalty to bring up a 4th down.
Correction. The penalty will be declined. 4th down.
It's like you and Bill Levy are having a conversation right now.
Well, I'm just trying to help out.
And the Texas high school quarterbacks that have made it here in the NFL. 13 quarterbacks born in the state of Texas on active NFL rosters. And 2 of them, Stafford and Tannehill, playing in this one. The offense stays on the field for Detroit. So now it's a 4th and 6.
Talk about rolling the dice right now. Miami's Dolphins came with the defense, came with the safety blitz that time, and that's why the holding was called on Travis Swanson.
And a timeout called by Miami. 4:19 to go in the third. 4th down for the Lions when we come back. We have already seen 2 fake punts from the Detroit Lions today. They face a 4th and 6 here and keep the offense on the field. Miami uses a timeout. And working out of the gun is Matthew Stafford.
Trying to draw them off sides. They'll settle for a delay of game penalty here. Maybe no.
Stafford takes the snap. Rush is coming. Stafford throws. Oh, it's Calvin Johnson with the concentration. 1st down, Lions.
Well, he's so good he can catch the ball 3 times. There's 1, there's 2, and he hangs on and picks up the 1st down. In double coverage, you can't even stop him.
Finnegan got a piece of it, and Johnson able to stick with the play. 4 catches, 72 yards in Megatron's return. 1st down, Detroit from the 28. Back to the ground. Reggie Bush, a loss with a flag thrown. First man there, Rashad Jones. Dion Jordan also in on the stop.
Holding. Number 87 offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat 1st down.
It's Pettigrew returning to the lineup and picking up the holding call.
Go back to the 4th and 6 catch by Calvin Johnson. Finnegan with, again, good coverage. And a little bit late coming over is Delmas, but that catch there was as impressive as his 49-yard touchdown catch in the 1st half.
So Jim Caldwell trusting his offense to convert. They come through, but after the penalty, they backed up to the 38-yard line on a 1st and 20 now for Detroit. Come up on 3 minutes to go in the third. Play action. Stafford throws. Wide open is Jed Collins, the fullback. Collins brought down by Koamisi, the Utah product. 6-yard gain through the air.
Andre Waddle doing a good job on Cameron Wake, keeping him away from Stafford, but Stafford quickly got the ball out to Collins and gets back some of that holding penalty yardage.
Wake had the early sack for Miami. Jenkins with a sack as well. But for the most part, Detroit's offensive line has held up against the number 3 defense in the NFL. 2nd and 14 now for the Lions. Stafford. Deep ball. Too high. Kellen Davis, the intended receiver. NFL Today update. Let's head to New York. JB. Coach Cowher.
Baltimore, a little cushion.
Yeah, trying to break a 2-game losing streak. And here's Justin Forsett, his 2nd touchdown of the day, 11 yards out. They take a 14-7 lead over Tennessee.
Ian, would Dan Fouts really want to hand off a lot?
No, I didn't believe him for a second, JB. Come on.
Hey, if it's a touchdown, I'm a team player. You get me in the end zone.
You sticking with that narrative, huh? Cortland Finnegan limped off, and now Jamar Taylor is in. Stafford throwing, setting up Golden Tate. Tate brought down from behind as he crossed the 25-yard line by Taylor, the 2nd-year corner out of Boise State, 2nd-round pick in 2013.
Yeah, that's pretty good recognition by Joe Lombardi, offensive coordinator. Finnegan goes out, replaced by Jamar Taylor. Where do they go with the ball? Right to Jamar Taylor. Don't pick up the 1st down, but they certainly give Prater a better shot at about a 42-yard field goal.
Matt Prater, a Pro Bowler last year with Denver, has the longest field goal in NFL history, 64-yarder. This one is a 42-yard attempt. It's blocked. Ball is rolling and scooped up at the 40. Deion Jordan. Does he have enough gas? Caught inside the 5. Kellen Davis saves the touchdown. Huge play on special teams for Miami. Earl Mitchell.
Yeah, right in the middle. Here, number 90. Watch him get the penetration. His left hand goes up, but that ball was kicked real low by Prater. Deion Jordan doesn't have quite enough speed to beat Kellen Davis to the end zone, but he sets up the Dolphins inside the 5. What a job by Earl Mitchell, the former fullback at the University of Arizona. But again, that ball kicked real low by Prater.
That is the 4th block kick, either a kick or a punt for Miami this season. And the kicking game for Detroit continues to be a major problem. Extra offensive lineman. 1st and goal inside the 5. Miami looking to take the lead. They'll swing it to Wallace. The catch. He's got the angle. The speed of Wallace. He's in. Touchdown, Miami. Flag is thrown in the end zone.
They're going to get Hartline for a pick in the back of the end zone. Maybe now it's waved off. It's holding, not a pick.
Decline. Touchdown.
Dolphins go in front late stages of the 3rd.
Really a well-designed play by Bill Lazor, using your assets. Wallace in motion, catches the swing pass and outruns the defense to the corner of the end zone.
Ryan Tannehill to Mike Wallace. After the block field goal, 1 play, they take it in. And Miami's got its first lead of the day. Sturgis the extra point. Mike Wallace gives Miami the lead on the road.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by KFC, the world's best chicken. How do you, KFC? And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Miami 13, Detroit 10 with 1:17 to go in this third quarter. Sturgis kicking it off to Jeremy Ross. Deep kick. Ross is going to take it up 9 yards deep in the end zone for Detroit. Ross is twirled down short of the 20-yard line by Jonathan Freeney on special teams. More third quarter action when we come back to Detroit. 2014 marks the NFL's 4th annual Salute to Service Military Appreciation Campaign. The effort honors veterans and active duty servicemen and women and their families. For each point scored, the league will donate $100 to each of its core military nonprofit partners, the USO Wounded Warrior Project and Pat Tillman Foundation. First down for the Lions. Again, a toss to Golden Tate. Stiff arm for Tate. And a penalty marker thrown as Taylor and Tate got into it along the sideline.
Looks like a face mask penalty against Jamar Taylor.
And the hat is off as well for the side judge. That is Scott Novak. And he is leading this discussion. Here's Bill Levy.
Personal foul, face mask, number 23.
Or 2.
Dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number... Correction, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 50 of the defense. That penalty is declined. The face mask will be accepted. First down. Both penalties are not enforced.
So it will be the face mask of Taylor that will be enforced, not the unnecessary roughness of Vernon. It really is irrelevant. Just had to pick one.
Well, Vernon suffered a cheap shot by Joik Bell and retaliated, and that's what got him the penalty. Right there, it's always the second guy that gets the flag, but it was the Lions going after Finnegan's replacement, Jamar Taylor, 2 plays in a row.
From the 38-yard line. Stutter step move. Joik Bell. He got a gain of a yard on the play. We're down to 40 seconds left. Cortland Finnegan limping noticeably. The shoe is off. The left foot of Finnegan.
Well, that's some sock, too. Hey, those got to be his lucky socks. Why else would you wear those?
A style.
Okay. Take your word for it.
Well, maybe not your style, but somebody's style.
Cool.
2nd and 9 here for the Lions. Taylor replacing Finnegan. 13-10, Miami in front. Stafford throws. Wide open, Golden Tate. Tate is dropped at the 33-yard line
of the third quarter.
27-yard pass play to end the third, and we go to the fourth in the Motor City. Miami 13, Detroit 10. We'll come back to Ford Field after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Golden Tate has made a big splash in his first year with Detroit. 6 consecutive games with 7 or more catches. 7 catches for 70 yards. That's a Lions record. And Detroit with a 1st and 10. Inside the 35. First play of the fourth. Play action. Stafford throws. And he hooks up with Calvin Johnson. First down catch for Johnson out near the 15.
And sometimes you got to get lucky. Joik Bell almost tipped. Actually, he got a fingernail on that ball. And Tate can still make the catch. But Stafford's getting it going now with his 2 wide receivers. 7 catches for Tate, 5 now for Calvin Johnson. And that was another beauty by Johnson.
Stafford 207 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Lions trying to go back in front, trailing 13-10. Handed off. Bell dropped. Miami ready for Earl Mitchell. Loss of 1 on the play. With NFL Now, remember the heart-pounding wins or the gut-wrenching losses of your favorite team. For a limited time, watch a free trial of NFL Films Team Yearbook on your connected TV device or go to NFL.com/now to learn more. Just underway here in the fourth quarter. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, Jenny Dell, the rest of our CBS crew, producer Mark Wolf, director Mike Arnold. In the fourth quarter, last 2 games, it's been Matthew Stafford time. 2nd and 11 for the Lions. Looking for Bush, instead will dump it underneath to Riddick, and they blow the play up. Miami getting push. Jenkins there. It's a loss of 5 for Detroit.
Well, they tried to fake the screen to the wide side of the field to Reggie Bush and came back to Riddick on the short side, but Jelani Jenkins in man-to-man coverage on Riddick defeats the block of Travis Swanson and drops Riddick for a big loss. Great play by Jenkins.
Miami playing without Cortland Finnegan right now. An injured ankle. His return is questionable. Detroit is 1 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. 5 receivers set on a 3rd and 17. Stafford. He's still going, but the play is whistled dead. And Bill Levy makes the stop.
Well, he's sacked and stopped by Cameron Wake, and Levy's blowing the whistle. Wake hears the whistle, let's go, and Stafford keeps going. This is, the fans may not like it, but this is to protect the quarterback there. You can see forward progress is stopped. Whistle blows, and Wake lets go with the leg of Stafford. Stafford doesn't like it, but that sack sets up a long field goal try of 50 yards now for Prater, who had his last one blocked.
Martin will hold it. Muehlbach will snap it from 50 yards away for the tie. Prater, he drills it. We are knotted up at 13 apiece at Ford Field in Detroit. $50-yard field goal for the veteran Matt Prater to tie this game at 13 apiece. Stafford a perfect 4 of 4 on the drive for 44 yards. We've got 12:02 to play in this fourth quarter. Return man is Landry. Brought down short of the 30-yard line. And some extracurricular activities after the whistle. Week 10 continues later today on Fox. Then tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC. And tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN. Miami Dolphins have won 3 in a row. Their last 4-game winning streak was 2008. That's the last year the Dolphins made the playoffs. It's all bunched up in the AFC. 11 teams in the conference have a winning record, including Miami at 5-3. Running play for Williams. Damian Williams picks up 3 yards on the play. DeAndre Levy the stop.
It's been a rough and tumble day for Ryan Tannehill. Lions have sacked him twice and knocked him down and beat him up countless other times. He's a tough guy, but he will be sore in the morning, if not sooner. You get the picture, don't you, Ian?
Oh, I get the picture, all right. I think you've gotten the picture throughout your career, and you probably still feel some of those sores every now and again.
It shows, doesn't it?
No. You look fresh and revitalized. 2nd and 7. Tannehill sets. Throws. Oh! Off the deflection. Brethen Gibson. Miami catches a break. And it's a first down for 16 yards.
Well, the ball is intended for Hartline. And the break by Hedebo, good timing, but it bounces right to Gibson, who is heads up.
Was that a hook and ladder, Dan?
That was
No.
That was a bumping lateral. Great timing by Hedebo, and heads up by Gibson.
6 offensive linemen now on this play for Miami. 1st and 10 near midfield. Lamar Miller is back in for the Dolphins. Limited action for him. Miller gets the call, looking for blockers. Miller, good vision. And earned that 2-yard gain.
There are very few defensive linemen that are better at jumping the snap than Ndamukong Suh. He is right there in the backfield trying to sort things out, but his timing, he's got Tannehill's cadence down right now. Dolphins going with a lot of silent counts where Mike Pouncey will tap Satelli on the leg. Right now they're going to have to change that up a little bit, delay it a bit, because Suh's got their timing.
2nd and 8 from the 49. We are under 10 minutes to play now in Detroit. Working out of the gun, Tannehill. Quick pass. Williams hauls it in, short of a first down. Brought down by Levy, leading tackler for the Lions this season.
Now we're seeing a lot of action for Damian Williams. Remember, Lamar Miller came into the game with a bruised left shoulder, and Daniel Thomas fumbled earlier in the game. So coaches do not trust guys that fumble, especially running backs. That's found a spot on the bench for Thomas, and action for Williams.
Going against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL. This is a 3rd and 1 for the Dolphins. The undrafted free agent Williams, they fake it to him. They throw to a wide open Clay. And Charles Clay maintains his balance for a 4-yard pickup and a fresh set of downs for the Dolphins.
Really good play design here. It's a fake play action to the strong side. They come back to where only Clay is on the line of scrimmage on the weak side. Perfectly executed, and Tannehill throwing on the run delivers a perfect pass for Clay.
We mentioned at the 11th all-time meeting between these two teams. The first one was 1973. Miami, a 34-7 win. Bob Parisi, 4 touchdowns, all of them to Paul Warfield. 1st and 10 from the 40. Tannehill is dumped. He turned into Ashley Palmer.
Second sack of the season for Palmer. He wasn't fooled this time by the play action. It's the same action, different formation. But look, there's Palmer, and he's got help in there as well from Tapp.
Back it up to the 48-yard line, and Tannehill's neck got twisted on the play by Tapp at the end. It's a loss of 8. Tannehill is 22 of 29, 172 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. 2nd and 18 from the gun. Tannehill gets rid of it quickly to Clay. Falls forward across the 40-yard line. 9.5-yard gain. Levy combining with Bynes to bring down the tight end Clay.
Well, you're seeing the competitor now in Tannehill. We told you how much he's been bounced around today, and even on the previous play to that completion, he was hit hard with his neck twisted around. But he got that ball out quickly. That was a smart play to bring up a 3rd down and manageable now for the Dolphins.
We asked Joe Philbin what's been the difference in Tannehill. He said he seems more relaxed. He looks more comfortable and confident. He's banked a lot of reps, and it shows. This is a 3rd and 9, an important play for the Miami offense. Tannehill packs the ball, throws to the spot. It's Clay for a 1st down. Tannehill on target again. 12 yards on the hookup.
Clay only had 2 catches in the first half, but Tannehill is finding him in single coverage on the linebackers that time. Levy a little bit late coming over, but the other thing Tannehill even told us about how comfortable he is, he's playing free. He's not worrying about being perfect with his drops, his throwing motion and everything, and you're seeing the type of athlete he is and competitor on this drive.
He is 5 for 5 on the drive, and a 1st and 10 for Miami, short of the 25. Running play, Williams. Oh, and cut by Williams. Damian Williams out of bounds. He is not running like a rookie right now.
Real good push up front. Watch Mike Pouncey here as Williams will start off to the left. Sees the big hole back to the right. Dallas Thomas caving in that side as well. And now the Dolphins well within field goal range after that 19-yard carry.
They're looking for a touchdown. 1st and goal inside the 10. Tied at 13, 6 minutes to play. Tannehill from the gun. Tannehill throws low, incomplete. Damian Williams with a flag down. Josh Bynes, the former Baltimore Raven, signed off their practice squad. The officials will congregate.
Yeah, Scott Novak lost his hat again, our side judge.
Pass interference, number 57 of the defense. First down, spot of the foul.
Surveying the field and coming back late over the middle, and that is a good call. Bynes going over the top of Williams well before the ball arrived.
First and goal, just inside the 6. Tannehill on a give. Williams trying to steamroll and a flag thrown back at the 7-yard line.
There is no foul for holding on the play. Second down.
That begs the question, why did they throw the flag in the first place?
I think that's a fair question.
Never get the answer to that one, though.
Nope, that's rhetorical.
Oh, okay.
5:46 to play. 11th play of the drive for Miami.
Daniel Thomas checks in for Williams.
Dolphins have won 4 of their last 5. The only loss came late against Green Bay. Dolphins have made themselves into playoff contenders. Second and goal. Play fake. Tannehill gets rid of it. Dumps it off to Clay. Clay with a spin move. Clay is dropped after a 2-yard pickup by Jason Jones along with Josh Bynes.
Well, the desire by both these teams on this play is just awesome. First, Clay, he doesn't have much here, but he's not quitting. But look at the pursuit by the Lions to keep him out of the end zone. A little sidearm fling by Tannehill. Perfect. Clay even took his eye off the ball, made the catch, looking up the field.
Third and goal for Miami. Wallace, the motion man. Tannehill out of the pocket, throwing on the move. No, it's ruled incomplete. Clay could not finish it off and secure it. The Lions defense holds up, and the field goal unit is coming on for Miami.
Well, using his legs and spotting Clay back over the middle.
Oh, he dropped it
Ball hit
off
him
the hip.
Yeah, off the hip. Good job getting in there to knock it away as well by Tapp.
He had a ball.
Hit a ball, rather. Yep.
It's a 20-yard field goal for Sturgis to give Miami the lead. And he splits the uprights. The Dolphins 16, the Lions 13. 4:19 to play in the fourth. The Lions are no stranger to rally mode. They've had to come from behind in each of their last 2 games and pull out victories. They trail here 16-13. Stafford is offline, trying to hit Jeremy Ross on the outside. Against New Orleans, down by 14. They won the game 24-23. Against Atlanta in London, they were down by 21 and came from behind to take it 22-21.
And basically lost that game on a missed field goal, but were called for delay of game. Prater got another shot and won it.
Cornelius Lucas, rookie out of Kansas State, is now in at right tackle, replacing LaAdrian Waddle. Remember, Travis Swanson was already in for Larry Warford because of injury on the right side. Stafford throws, knocked away at the last moment by Grimes. He had that tremendous interception earlier. And Stafford is injured on the play.
He took a real shot here. Look at this play by Grimes. We already saw how good he is with one hand with that interception in the first half. But here is Stafford getting punished by Jenkins right to the ribs.
It's 3rd and 10 now for Detroit. Just over 4 minutes to play. Miami holding on to a 3-point lead. Stafford on 3rd and 10. Slings it. Incomplete. Louis Delmas, the former Lion, back there. Grimes in a matchup with Johnson, and the Lions go 3 and out.
Here's Grimes and Calvin Johnson. Johnson trying to pivot back to the inside, but Grimes has him cut off. Can't say enough about the tight coverage that Grimes has had today on Calvin Johnson.
Sam Martin will punt it. Jarvis Landry waiting for it. Good pressure from the special teams. Sailing kick. Landry forced to backpedal and ducks out of bounds right around the 17-yard line. It's a 58-yard punt for Martin. Miami with the football and the lead in Detroit.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by M&M's. Chocolate's better with them. And by TD Ameritrade.
Detroit has 3 timeouts left. We've got 3:45 to play. It's a handoff to Thomas. Stacked up after the 5-yard gain. DeAndre Levy, first man there for Detroit. Tonight, 60 Minutes goes to the Ebola hot zone to see how the Americans fighting the outbreak are doing. Plus, actor Steve Carell. That's tonight only. CBS. Lions use 1 of their timeouts, so now 2 left for Detroit. 3:39 remaining on the game clock.
That was a good first down gain for the Dolphins. Kind of quieted this crowd. Crowd trying to get involved to help the defense. This is critical for the Lions. That 59-yard punt by Sam Martin has really flipped the field a bit. And the defense has to take advantage of this field position now.
Dan, Miami has gained at least 4 yards on first down this season, 57% of the time. That's the highest mark in the NFL. And that was a 5-yard pickup to set up a 2nd and 5. Give it to Williams. Williams tried to make 1 extra cut. And the Lions didn't allow it, including Ziggy Ansah. No gain on the play.
Well, that's what rookies do at times, is they make mistakes like this instead of just lowering your head and eking out 1 or 2 yards. Lions use their 2nd timeout. And now if the Dolphins do not convert here and have an incomplete pass, they'll have 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning and a lot of time and favorable field position to work with.
3:35 left to play in the 4th. Miami has a winning record at the midway point of the season for the first time since 2003. We mentioned it earlier. All 5 of their wins have been by double digits. They're clinging to a 3-point lead here with 3:35 left to play. This is a 3rd and 5 for the Dolphins. Lions have 1 timeout left. They'll go with 5 receivers for Tannehill. Tannehill out of the pocket, on the move. Tannehill throws, broken up. Stepping in front, Cassius Vaughn. The Dolphins go 3 and out. The pressure from Jason Jones to force Tannehill into a hurried throw along the sideline.
And to save a timeout for the Lions offense. Tannehill trying to make a play outside of the pocket, but he has nobody open here. Landry comes spinning around trying to get to the sideline. That's where Tannehill goes with the ball, but the solid defensive play by Glover Quinn knocks it away.
The punt coming from Brandon Fields. Jeremy Ross backpedals. Brings it in cleanly at the 23, trying to circle. Ross stutter step. Fends him in at the 25, 54-yard punt, a 3-yard return. Freeney on special teams makes the play. Thursday Night Football now lives on NFL Network. Rookie phenom Sammy Watkins leads the Bills against these Miami Dolphins. AFC East clash. Thursday Night Football, Thursday at 8 Eastern, live on NFL Network. Look at the standings in the AFC East. A bye for New England. Buffalo at 5-3. Miami at 5-3. And the Jets bringing up the rear at 1-8. Looking to get Matt Prater into field goal range, but they have plenty of time to work with here. 3:13 to play. Flags fly.
Well, Odrick moved first, and then the Lions reacted. The rookie Swanson moved.
Neutral zone infraction. Number 98 defense came in the neutral zone, caused the offensive man to false start. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Smart play by the rookie Swanson. Watch Odrick jump into the neutral zone as Swanson comes out of his stance. And it's a free 5 yards to start this drive.
So line it up at the 31-yard line. 1st and 5 now for the Lions. Joik Bell, 10 carries for 44 yards. He sets up just to the side of Stafford and gets the call. Now Stefan turns it upfield for a first down. Penalty long and thrown back to the 29.
And thrown by Bill Levy. He's going to call holding.
Holding, number 89 offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
And it's Kellen Davis, who wasn't even with this team until the trip to London when they needed an emergency tight end because of injuries.
Well, watch his right hand on Cameron Wake as he grabs his jersey. And that's like a flag going up. Easily called by Levy because it was right at the point of attack. So the first down, they get 5 free yards, and they give it right back and lose 5.
That's 10 penalties, costing the Lions 98 yards today. So 1st and 15 now for Detroit. Back at the 21-yard line, 3:06 to play. Stafford throws. It's handled out across the 25 by Johnson. So 6-yard gain on first down.
Lions right to the line of scrimmage, knowing that time is running down.
Lions have 1 timeout remaining. They also have the 2-minute warning. 2:44 left. And the clock is rolling. Second and 9 for Detroit. They handle the rush. Stafford. Golden Tate, 17 yards on the pass play.
This is why Golden Tate wanted to play for Detroit, because it throws like this. Fastball through a tiny window to Golden Tate. Huge play for the Lions.
We're down to 2:14 left in the 4th. Line of scrimmage is now the 44. Stafford from the gun. Steps and fires. Oh, and a pass to Johnson. It's a flick of the wrist for Stafford. We hit the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Lions are driving down by 3. Next Saturday, the Home Depot SEC on CBS brings you the best games from the best conference. Top-ranked Mississippi State takes on number 5 Alabama. It all begins with college football today on CBS. 2 minutes to play. Miami 16, Detroit 13. Stafford fires to Tate.
You know, Matthew Stafford has the reputation as being a gunslinger. This is a time of game where you need a gunslinger. Great sidearm throw on the run, right to the face mask of Calvin Johnson. And now the Lions are in Raiders' range.
He's got a cannon for an arm. Matthew Stafford now in his 6th year in the league and trying to lead the Lions back. Trailing by 3, down to 1:27 to go. Stafford to the outside. First down. Catch made by Jeremy Ross. 1:21 remaining. 5-yard pickup. Miami, 1 timeout left. Detroit also with 1 timeout to work with. Coming up, Subway postgame show. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cower, the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. So 1:21 to play. Detroit riding a 3-game winning streak, trying to improve to 7-2 on the season. Miami has also won 3 in a row, and the Dolphins with a 3-point lead.
And the gunslinger's hot, 5 for 5 on this drive. This is where Golden Tate has been so effective, but he also has, of course, Calvin Johnson. He's a huge weapon. Dolphins look like they want to bring pressure.
Stafford operating out of the gun. Pump, looking, long, nobody home. Golden Tate in the area for Detroit.
That was a great defensive play by Jamar Taylor. Didn't go for the fake to the post. The double move played off of Tate. The pressure was there against Stafford. But look at Taylor just looking for that fade route. Stafford smartly throws it out of the back of the end zone.
Right now it would be a 46-yard field goal. Lions are clearly thinking touchdown. Try to win this game. Trailing 16-13. 16 left on the clock. 2nd and 10 for Detroit. Stafford fires incomplete. Calvin Johnson, the diving attempt, defended there by Brent Grimes.
He just can't shake Grimes. Grimes right on his tail here. That forces a almost impossible throw by Stafford. You can see it's about 4 inches too far. And Grimes with perfect inside coverage as they both fly to the ground.
Detroit converted on its first 3rd down try of the day. They are 0 for their last 9 on 3rd down conversions. This is a 3rd and 10 with 1:12 left in the 4th. Working out of the gun, pressure is coming. Stafford throws, it's complete. Tate, oh, the extra effort by Tate, and they're going to spot it right at the line to gain. Louis Delmas, the former Lion, there defensively.
Now get to the line of scrimmage and kill the clock. Lions going back into the huddle. And a lot of time going off the clock. Bill Levy now says the Lions have called their final timeout.
1:02 remaining.
Well, Tate is so dangerous after the catch. He knew exactly what he needed to get to the 1st down marker. The intelligence to know once the ball is caught in your hands, get up the field. Nobody does it quicker than Golden Tate.
Dan, Jim Caldwell just yelled at the official, hey, I didn't call the timeout. They called the timeout. And now the indication is Miami did use the timeout, but Joe Philbin is saying the same thing. So some confusion here as to who actually took the timeout. They've taken a timeout away from Miami. They're done. No timeouts.
The previous play is under review.
Going to review the spot, but they ought to be reviewing who called timeout because both coaches want that last timeout.
So they're going to take a look to see whether or not Golden Tate got to the line to gain.
Well, has to get to this 17-yard line as he cuts back to the middle here. It looked like his right elbow may have come down about 3 inches just shy of the yellow line, which is unofficial, but usually very close. Elbow was down, but where was the ball when the elbow hits? Once the elbow hits, the play is dead. You don't get that little bounce there. Like he landed right on the spot.
That bounce gave it to him, and right there, if they give it to him at that spot, it would be very close. Now, this also has ramifications because that was on 3rd down. It would set up 4th and inches now with just over a minute to play. So that's where he's down. And it was a little shove at the end of it.
Yep. I think he's about 3 to 4 inches short of that line to gain. And they're going to settle on the fact that Miami did call that timeout.
You start thinking out loud now. If it's 4th and inches and you're Detroit and you're down by 3 with 1:02 left, you can't take chances. You got to take the field goal and live to see another day. It would be a 35-yard field goal attempt.
But the way the Lions have played this year, the belief they have that whatever it takes to win, they're going to get it done. It wouldn't surprise me if Jim Caldwell allows Matthew Stafford to quarterback sneak this one behind Raiola. But we shall see after the review.
Here's Bill Levy.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, that's irrelevant. So they give him enough for the 1st down off the review to keep this drive going. It cost Miami a timeout. And now Detroit has just over a minute to work with, looking for the win.
And really, from this point on the field, and with the weapons that Stafford has and his arm, I mean, he can use the entire field, and try to work the back of the end zone to Calvin Johnson would be a real good choice with his leaping ability.
And Levy just delivered the message that Miami will get its timeout back. Neither team called a timeout.
But the clock will roll once it's put into position. Watch Levy's arm. He'll crank it. There it goes.
Now here we go. 1 minute to play. Lions trailing Miami 16-13. First down for Stafford and the Lions. Throws complete. Golden Tate dumped at the 11-yard line by Jamar Taylor, who stepped in for the injured Cortland Finnegan in this fourth quarter. 6-yard gain.
I'm not all that crazy about that choice there. You're close enough where you can take 4 shots at the end zone. You just wasted 1 shot. And now you've had to use your timeout.
Miami has just used its final timeout with 43 seconds to play. Detroit will face a 2nd and 4 from the 11. Coming up, Subway postgame show. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher back in our New York studios. Latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Subway postgame show.
How good has that offensive line done in protecting Matthew Stafford on this drive? He's had the hot hand delivering to his 2 favorite receivers, Calvin Johnson and Golden Tate. 7 out of 9 on this drive for Stafford. He'll have a couple of chances to pad those stats.
Tate has 11 catches for 109 yards. Johnson in his return from the high ankle sprain, 7 catches, 113 yards and a touchdown. 43 seconds remaining. Dolphins up by 3.
Look at the coverage on Calvin Johnson.
Stafford backpedals, throws. Oh, it's dropped. Calvin Johnson would have given Detroit the lead. Look who was back there.
Well, Deion Jordan, we talked about his athletic ability. He's back there with Calvin Johnson, and he got his left hand in there before the ball got to the back of the end zone. Tremendous play by Deion Jordan. Looked like it was going to be a sure touchdown for Calvin Johnson.
It's 3rd down for Detroit. Lions trying to go in front. 36 seconds left. Stafford steps up. Stafford hooks a pass. Oh, it's caught. Touchdown. Theo Riddick. Lions take the lead. Matthew Stafford delivers in the clutch.
Well, he's got more ability to throw the ball from so many different angles than any other quarterback in the league. This one running left, looking for anybody to get open, finds Riddick and just flicks the ball into the end zone. And Riddick behind the coverage of Rashad Jones with his first catch of the day, and it's a big one.
Theo Riddick, 6th-round draft pick last year from Notre Dame. Good hands. He has been discovered in the passing game in the absence of Reggie Bush.
And, of course, the scoring play will be reviewed. Bill Levy going over to the booth on the sidelines.
Looks pretty straightforward. Riddick cradling the ball.
Away from the defender, too. See how he kept it away from Rashad Jones? It's his 2nd catch of the afternoon. Really, up to that point, hadn't done a whole lot, running or receiving.
There will be 29 seconds left after they confirm this touchdown.
He had a
fist bump from Stafford.
Really spectacular catch against the Falcons on the winning drive back in London. But this one, potentially a game winner. It certainly looks that way.
Had 8 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown in that win over Atlanta at Wembley. Joe Philbin taking a peek at it on the big screen. Miami has no timeouts left. An extra point would put Detroit in front 20-16.
Now, of course, that means that the Dolphins need a touchdown. Tall order with no timeouts and a half a minute to go. What a throw by Stafford. What a final drive by Stafford.
He's 25 of 40 for 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception.
We saw him running to his right and flicking the ball to Calvin Johnson earlier on this drive. Now to his left, gets it to Riddick in the back of the end zone.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
So they get a second celebration here in Detroit. Prater on for the point after. It's 20-16 Lions, 29 seconds left in the fourth. The Lions have just one win this season over a team with a winning record. That's Green Bay, and they've got a one-game lead over the Packers in the NFC North. So Miami will have to go the distance.
Yeah, we'd be wise on this kickoff. We're going to see Jarvis Landry back there, but if it's a deep kickoff by Sam Martin, he should just leave it in the end zone, save those seconds on the clock. Tannehill will have very little to work with here. But of course, this is the best kick returner so far in the NFL, the first half of the season. Jarvis Landry, he has the potential to bust a big one as well.
11 plays, 74 yards to put the Lions in front. Stafford was 8 of 11 on the drive, and the touchdown to Riddick. Landry's long return is 74 yards. Martin will kick it off for the Lions.
I remember the long kickoff return in the first half that Landry had out to midfield when Van Noy jumped on his back and kept him out of the end zone.
Let's see if Landry gets an opportunity here.
That's a beautiful kickoff.
Dolphins will have to go the full 80 yards for the win. Ryan Tannehill and the Miami Dolphins trailing by 4. He's got 4 career game-winning drives in the fourth quarter and overtime. Last one came against New England last season. Ford Field.
It shows you the distance of those 80 yards you're talking about, Ian.
A packed house in Detroit, Week 10, the NFL on CBS. Comes down to the final 29 seconds with the Dolphins trailing 20-16. Tannehill in trouble. Steps up. Tannehill remains upright. Throwing on the move. It's complete to the 40. Mike Wallace, 20 yards. The Dolphins have to move quickly. We're down to 16 seconds left. No timeouts remaining.
Got to clock this right now.
Way too much time came off the clock. Down to 10 seconds left now from the 40-yard line.
The tough thing is you got to get your receivers back to the line of scrimmage. You got to get your big guys, your offensive linemen up to the line of scrimmage. You hope the officials will be hustling as well. That all leads to a lot of time consumption there.
So maybe right now you're looking for a 10-yard quick hitter out of bounds, and you get one shot at a Hail Mary. 10 seconds remaining. Tannehill down to 8 seconds. Tannehill down to 5 seconds. He throws it away.
Matthew Stafford just made a great catch along the sideline.
What else could he do? Why not?
One Texas high school quarterback to the other. But the Lions did a great job of guarding that sideline. You were talking about Ian taking away that 10 to 15-yard out route and giving Tannehill nothing to throw at.
Now he's got to throw the ball 60 yards. One last chance for the Miami Dolphins. 4 seconds left.
They could go with a lateral type of play here as well, especially with the speed of Mike Wallace.
Tannehill will go with the short one. There's the lateral. Working around. Tannehill drops it, throws, and the ball rolls out of bounds. It's over. The Detroit Lions have won 4 in a row.
Well, we do have a late flag down. We're going to say this is a forward pass.
Pass was backwards. Game is over.
Yep.
The Lions' hot streak continues. Miami's winning streak ends at 3 consecutive. The Dolphins fall to 5-4. The Lions keep it churning. Detroit improves to 7-2. The impressive home win over Miami. Rallying in the 4th to get it done. Detroit leads Green Bay in the NFC North. In the AFC East, Miami drops to 5-4. Buffalo fell as well. Now 5-4. New England in control once again in the division. Final score at Ford Field, 20-16. The Lions over the Dolphins. So for Dan Fouts and Jenny Dell, this is Ian Eagle saying so long from Detroit. You've been watching the NFL on CBS. Coming up, the Subway postgame show. We'll join James Brown in New York after this. Detroit, 4 straight wins. The Lions keep the winning alive.